You mention the name Romar anywhere near the University of Washington, and most people will assume you're talking about the head men's basketball coach. But there's another Romar on campus, and not to mention on the basketball court too. Meet Taylor Romar.
Double turn,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
double turn.
She's one of the coach's 3 daughters. She's a student at UW, where she stays close enough to share a court with her dad. As a Husky cheerleader, she spends game days dancing along the baseline cheering on his team.
Me and him have a lot of inside jokes, so even during the game, well, maybe not during the game, but before it, he'll give me a little face, and I know exactly what it means, but nobody else knows what it means.
Though the Husky sideline feels like home for Taylor, it wasn't where she thought she'd end up, and cheerleading wasn't what she thought she'd be doing.
When I was making my decision on where I wanted to apply for colleges, UW was not even in my list.
When I first met Taylor, we were in the same tryout group. And I remember I didn't really know her name, but we kind of just became friends through the tryout process and whatnot. And we were just the 2 loudest people at tryouts. We were just laughing and having fun, and everyone else was really kind of stressed out in the corner. But we were still in high school, we were just trying out for fun, and we had nothing to lose. And so Taylor and I got to know each other pretty well. She goofed up on a dance, but she still made the team. She made up her whole routine, but it turned out completely fine.
I came to try out for UW, and they're like, you have to talk, and you have to rally, and you have to smile. And I'm like, what? I don't smile like ever when I dance. I'm serious, and I don't talk. That was really different for me, and changing the different styles from ballet to the pom side of it and being cheery. So that was just really different for me in tryouts.
As a freshman, Taylor made the cheerleading squad, and now, as a senior, she's co-captain of the team. Despite her transformation from a ballerina to a cheerleader, Taylor has kept the same sense of humor that comes from none other than her dad.
They're like the same person. She dressed up as him for Halloween. She put her hair up in a bun, and she drew on a mustache, drew in her eyebrows really dark.
Put a hat on and put on some Air Force Ones, and I just strolled up in his office hey, with my hands in my pocket, and he was shocked. He was just like, I can't believe you're doing this right now. I was like, I'm you for Halloween.
Looking enough like her dad and sharing a campus has led her to have a different kind of college experience than most people.
People that don't even know me, they'll be like, hey, are you Romar's daughter? I'll be like, why? Because I look like him. They'll be like, yeah. And then they'll just ask me a random question like, why didn't you put in so-and-so? Or sometimes people will be like, I met your dad today and he's the coolest person ever, and I love him, and I'm like, cool. So
it was college game day when they came for a basketball game, and he walked out, and the cheerleaders just supposed to be standing there kind of awing at Coach Romar coming out, and he just comes over and he smacks Taylor on the head and he just walks away, and she's just like, hey, what was that?
So many people compare Taylor to her dad. They look similar, they have the same sense of humor, and they can usually be found at the same place. But the biggest misconception doesn't come from sharing a stage with her dad. Instead, it comes from being a cheerleader.
I think a lot of people just think we just come to games and that's it. There's a lot more behind that than just coming to the games. We have to do gigs, and a gig is just anywhere that we're needed. So I've been to Children's Hospital for a gig before. I've been to the Ride the Duck store, on it cheering, and then came off and did a little rally. A lot of people just think we shake our palms and we smile, but there's a lot more to it than that. We actually do practice. They're 3 hours long. We condition. We go in the weight room. We do cardio. So it's a lot more than people think it is.
But it's all of those game days and gigs that have made for some pretty funny coincidences.
It never gets old, and it's been happening for 4 years. I'll see him on campus, we'll laugh. I'll be at a random gig, and he'll be there too speaking. We're like, I didn't know you were gonna be here. I'm like, I didn't know you were gonna be here.
So if you ever happen to wander onto campus at the University of Washington, or if you ever attend a basketball game, be sure to keep an eye out for both of the Romars.